Everybody, good evening. We are here at Only Gems Finance with another AMA. This is TJ, and today we have the team of Novabear here. We have Mark Fowler, the main dev, and he will be joined by his, or there he is, by his co-dev, I think, or game developer, Black Mage UK.
Yes.
I unmuted you also. Yeah, hi guys. You guys are doing NFTs which will be used for your game, and you're going to give that NFTs a feeling so people can really touch them in virtual reality. So yeah, let's just jump straight inside. Please introduce yourself to the community, a little bit about your background in crypto, and then we're going to jump to the project by itself.
Sure. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for having us. I'm always honoured. And so I'm Mark. My name's Mark. I am the CEO of the Novabear project. Our co-developer is actually Mike Nicholson. He's unable to make it tonight because he's at work. But you know, we've got Black Mage here, Black Mage UK, who is our game developer. So yes, Novabear itself, I do have a little pitch. So Novabear is an awesome new project working within the virtual reality and NFT gaming sectors, and we have a grand vision to create a new and exciting augmented blockchain universe, which is a little bit of a tongue twister, but essentially, like, you know, it's that whole metaverse thing. I take a lot of pride in the fact that we came up with this concept actually before the metaverse was really out there, you know, before Mark Zuckerberg did his whole metaverse announcement thing. So we were already sort of looking at, you know, blockchain innovative technologies, and we wanted to sort of bridge the virtual reality space with NFTs. And we kind of sat down and we brainstormed, and you know, we put our skills behind us, and we came up with some awesome concepts, you know, tangible NFTs, you know, something that you can really play with, touch, feel, kind of in your hands. You know, you put your virtual reality headset on and you can play with your NFTs, you know. So we kind of coined the term TNFT, you know, tangible NFT. And it's been hard work, you know. I mean, we're a small team, and, you know, it took us a long time to get to where we are today. And yeah, you know, like, we've worked hard, and we networked and we got a good little community behind us. We're a very small, humble team, and we like to look at ourselves as a sort of upcoming business, you know, like a startup business, more than anything, like a game development business. Attached to our coin is really attached to the utility within the project itself, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I could go on. I've got a lot more to say, but you know,
well, you're not in a nobody like, this is your time to shine. You know, nobody's going to interrupt you if you wanna go ahead.
Sure.
If you wanna get questions, no worries, you can go into questions. But if your pitch is a little bit longer, you know, don't feel pressure to stop talking. You know,
by all means. So I will go on. You know, like, we've got a website. You know, it's been up and running for quite some time. I mean, you can always go onto our BSC scan. You know, you can come and join our Telegram group. You know, t.me/Novabear token. I don't mind if I hope you don't mind if I can share some links in your group tonight, as we've got.
Actually, let me do that, because otherwise you're gonna get muted.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. But yeah, our website, you know, I put that together myself. We've got merchandise. We've got NFTs. Already sold 96 since they've been out, and they are very collectible. So the NFTs themselves at the moment, because there's a lot to the project. I started creating the NFTs initially in kind of card collectible format. But as we continued with that, we were able to attach a lot of utility to the NFTs. There's going to be a few NFTs. Of course, the NFTs that I mentioned, the T NFTs, are kind of attached to the NFTs that I'm currently minting. So it's almost as if the NFTs that we're creating and minted today are a proof of purchase that can be used and attached to the game that we release a little bit later on down the line, if that makes any sense. It's a little bit difficult for me to explain, but I'm sure a lot of you will get it.
Can you share some NFTs? You have like photos or a video or a GIF or something?
Yes. So once again, if you go to our website at novabear.net, there is an NFT tab on our website, and it will take you to, because we use third parties, so we didn't make our own NFT marketplace, not yet. We do plan to do so, but we're using a third party, which is voice.com. So I'm just going to say it as a, the declaration. But yeah, our coin itself, we launched our coin a very low market cap. We did that intentionally because, in all fairness, right, we wanted to set ourselves up to have, like I said, a real intrinsic value. We didn't want to overvalue ourselves. And it's a good job we didn't because, sorry, my friend in the background. It's a good job we didn't because I think if we had overvalued ourselves, and built up all that hype initially, just at the beginning of the big market crash, then we would have been really impacted. But what we did is we raised our funds. We were very humble about it, very ourselves low cap, so that we could literally build from the bottom upwards. You know what I mean? And we were able to take the money that we raised from our pre-sale, and we were able to add a reasonable amount of liquidity. We were able to also take a portion of that and put that into the NFT development itself. And we took a portion of that and put some into game development too. And of course, we've retained some as well. But we were also quite smart in we transferred like 3/4 of what we had left over into BUSD just before the big market crash occurred. So in all fairness, once again, I think we were quite smart with what we've done. I think if you were to go onto our BSC scan and just look, I think that, it speaks volumes. We've been trading for quite some time. Yes, our chart isn't exactly booming right now, but I think it's standing the test of time. And all it really needs is, just a few investors to get on board. We do have a marketing strategy with the money that we, retained in BUSD, but we want to execute our marketing at the right times. So I'm going to stop and see, if you've got any questions.
Let me just start jump back in the project. You launched in February, when I see this here in the Bitcoin chart right now, 3rd of February, I think. Mm-hmm. So this is now 6 months. Chart is not much. What do we have? Half down. It's actually it's like you said, a few people with a little bit of money, it can easily push. What have you really got to offer right now, like except NFTs, or do the NFTs are already with a utility like staking or something, or you have anything else with the NFTs to make me like really want to jump in that project right now?
Well, the NFTs themselves, because there's a few angles that we can approach. The game itself is due to be released in beta format, like anytime soon. I think we're looking at the beginning of August. So we're going to have the game, the virtual reality game, which it's not. It's going to be initially like sort of available on PC, sort of in PC format, but it's Oculus. It's going to be Oculus compatible. Um, Now, the NFTs also that I've built at the moment have so many intrinsic values to them. I think that they're desirable in the first place and collectible, and there's been a lot of work put into them, and I think they look cool, right? But putting that aside, right, they're collectible. You can play with them, like as in any kind of Pokemon card, and also there are prizes built into them as unlockable content, right? So, for example, we've only released our commons and our uncommons right now. Okay, the commons don't have any unlockable content built in, but moving forward, the uncommons, our top prize, I think our top prize is £100, or what? Sorry, $100. And there's two top prizes of $100, and there's a few $50 prizes in there too. So there is a chance that you could buy an NFT and up in tiers. We've got our commons, uncommons, rares. We'll have better prizes such as and we're looking to have like an Oculus Quest 2 headset built into our legendary NFTs. So if anything, right, you could just buy an NFT just for the fact that you want to win a prize. But like I say, more importantly for our investors, right, they want to hold onto those NFTs because they will increase in value as we increase in value, right? You know what I mean? As we grow and continue developing our game, we are, just working our way up. So things are increasing in value, like, I suppose that way. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I'm pretty bullish on my own project.
Well, that's good. If you lose passion, then there's no reason to continue doing it. Always, always work for your project, keep the passion up, otherwise, just move on. Yeah. So the NFT starting here, $30, I think. I'm just on the homepage. They actually do look pretty decent. Yeah, they look pretty decent. Let me know a little bit more about that game. What kind of style is that game? I saw the trailer earlier. I don't know if you want to share it here in our channel. It was like a shooter. Is it going to be like a space shooter, or what is it going to be?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if we have Marcus still here, Black Mage UK. Are you here, Black Mage?
Hello. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Oh,
if you want me
Hey.
to answer this question, it's lovely to meet you all, by the way.
Yeah. Hi.
Um,
Yeah, just give us a bit insight about that game. People. There's so many game promises out in the space.
of course.
Token with game promises. You do work like a long time already on this one, but I think you do it alone. So, of course,
That's
it takes
correct.
time.
Yeah,
Of course, it takes
that's
time.
right. Yeah. So I mean, I'm a solo developer, but I do have a company and I work within a team. So I do have people that I can outsource things to and stuff like that should I need to. We work on multiple projects as well, and also take on sort of smaller commissions as well. I mean, in terms of the game, it is a 3D shooter. We're making sure that we make the game look great, so it's in a futuristic HD kind of style at the moment. It is obviously with the implementation also going into the Oculus as well for VR. So just making sure it has a good, nice, clean feel to it. As I don't know if how many of you are gamers, but sometimes when you transition from a PC to an Oculus, it can kind of make you a little bit queasy if you're not used to it, or if games are kind of like jerky around and stuff. So just trying to make sure all of the transitions for that is super smooth. I guess the main point is the fact that there will be from what I understand from the brief, like a scoring system. So there will be sort of competitions being able to be held and I'm guessing that there will be some sort of rewards for those competitions within the game's scoring system. Now, having extra ability from different weapons, which obviously can come from NFTs that people buy, I guess that's obviously going to add a little bit of a different flavor to these competitions as well. And I'm sure people want to try and get a bit of an edge on their opponents to try and push them ahead. But it also then means that, in a fair way, obviously, that there are going to be some people that will have slightly different play styles and skills, and they will be able to complement them from the NFTs that they buy. So, it's really making sure that they have some sort of integration, but then at the same time, it's a nice, easy, controlled way. The game's not designed in a way where someone could just hack all the items in that they wanted. It's a grantable permission that you can provide to someone within the game that they're playing as well. So it's kind of good in that sense. It's just to make sure everything stays fair and just to make sure people aren't copying off other people immediately. The sort of dynamic of the game, as I said, it's a 3D shooter. The levels that we have at the moment are sort of space themed. However, it's not, nothing is tied to a theme. And right now we have a technical demo coming out just in about a week's time, I think, maybe just a little bit over. So that will obviously go to the Novabear team for them to, play test and stuff. And we've been, in frequent contact as it's been going through. So yeah, it's just in a really great position now to just sort of expand on any little things and feedback from people, and then put it straight into production with the proper, objects that we'll be using, weapon skins and different sort of vehicle stuff and bullets, explosions, or instead of using the sort of placeholder stuff that we're using at the moment just for development. So all the fun level design, making it look as amazing and flashy as possible within the constraints of people's hardware, and also making sure that we keep it down to sort of a low usage of hardware, but at the same time looking as good as it can do. Obviously, if you guys have seen the trailer, it's pretty high definition graphics that we're using. So yeah, it's been a really great experience for me, obviously, as a game developer. I love making video games, and yeah, they've been a really, really great team to work with. We've had no issues at all, so really, it's been really nice. So yeah.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. And in all fairness, like we do take this really seriously. Like we take this really seriously. I've got a lot of emotion and time and money invested into this project. We're not here just to sort of, talk the talk. We are walking the walk. And we outsource Black Mage here, and we really are putting our money where our mouths are. And like I really want to kind of emphasize, we came in with the approach that we're not going to overhype ourselves. We're not a meme coin. We are an organic business that wants to build ourselves from the bottom upwards, right? We've got so much potential. We might not be like, raking it in right now, but what we're looking for is people to invest into someone or to something that they really believe in, that they can see that we put the hard work in and that we got the passion and the drive, and we're not going anywhere either. We ain't going nowhere. I'm fully doxed, fully doxed. I'm quite happy to always put my face in front of a camera. We're audited. Our smart contract is audited. We've stood the test of time We've been going. We've just watched so many other cryptocurrencies fail for so many different reasons, primarily because most of them are scams, right? And they stitch people up. If we were that, we wouldn't still be here, right? So that's something to bear in mind, I think, if you are looking for something to invest in. And, I'm really putting my heart, I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve right now, okay?
People want to see the trailer of that video.
Well, by all means, look, come over as well. If that, if you don't mind me saying so, come over and join our Telegram group, because if you want to see all this stuff, that's the place to go.
Yeah.
I can't personally like sort of sit here and share all of that stuff here in this group at the moment.
All good. All good. Yeah, just one more question about that game. Is it going to be
Sure.
a play to earn as well, or is it just going to be really I use it NFTs in that game, or is it really like do I get tokens when I play and win?
So look, we discussed all. Essentially, we want it to be play to earn, and that was, of course, discussed in, right at the beginning. Now, I don't know how far along we are with that kind of development. I think at the minute we're kind of just putting the foundations together, making sure that we've got a functioning game, so on and so forth, and then we can build the sort of play to earn functions into it. But yes, definitely we are going to be having.
I think I think the best way to do that, at the moment, is through the actual tournament. So subsequently, you will be rewarded for participating in them, but you wouldn't be playing the game and just automatically earning straight away. Obviously, as you can imagine, people may well just have the game running constantly and just, and without sort of a revenue stream going into that, it's just not very feasible. So having these tournaments, having people put in the work and play with the opportunity to then win from results, I think was the sort of better way we discussed. But then at the same time, once, depending on the how much usage there is in the game, there is obviously opportunities to then bring in revenue streams to be able to reward people in that way. So it really does depend on how the game would take, dependent on the stake of the rewards that you would be getting out. But most certainly in the earlier stages, it would be based on the rankings of reward systems that are being put in place.
Yeah, good choice. Because we all know you can't control a play to earn game, and mostly, honestly, I say probably 90 of 95 of those projects are dying out because of the buying pressure and the token is missing, and people are just selling the token. Yeah, good choice with the tournament. You can easily control it, and you can also just give money away, BUSD or BNB or whatever, instead of tokens.
Yeah.
Or you buy big token and give that away, So, yeah. Let me go a little bit more on the token. So Novabear launched in February. Did you have a pre-sale? Did you have a private sale? How big was it?
Yeah, we did a pre-sale, and we only looked to raise 80 BNB. Okay, like I said, we wanted to keep it very low cap. We did a pre-sale, any private sale, nothing like that. Literally, we wanted to make it as fair as possible. I even bought in on my own token. You know what I mean? Like participated fairly like everybody else. This is how we wanted to structure it. So we actually only raised 3/4 of that. We raised 60 BNB. But we didn't actually. We were quite surprised. In all fairness, we're humble. And so we raised the money, and we put, like I say, the money that we needed into liquidity, and then, as I explained earlier, a little bit, towards NFT development, game development, and we got some retained for marketing. But I do have multiple sources of income, so it's not as if we're kind of, struggling to push forward when it comes to finances.
Yeah. So, how much you put in the LP and how much you had for marketing really left?
So out of what we raised, we put, if I remember correctly, it was 10 BNB. 10. It was, oh God, was it 10? We raised 60 BNB. We put. Oh, to be honest, my mind has gone a little bit blank. I'm
No
yeah,
worries.
I do have the answer to the questions. You can have a look on the on one of the charts, and it tells you our liquidity pool. It's all
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
open and transparent. So what we were left with after adding liquidity, I can tell you what we were left with after adding liquidity, and this will make sense when you add it all up. We were left with about $5,000, right? Which of course isn't much. So with that $5,000, we were able to put some aside for game development, some aside for marketing, and the rest of it has basically retained the continuous and so on and so forth. But, right, there's been a breakthrough in developments for me personally as an individual. You see, I've gone self-employed recently, and what I've done is everything is like legitimized now through Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. It really is. It's legitimized through the HMRC, and what I'm now able to do is claim back expenses, like business expenses. So we're legitimate, we're legitimized. We got a Google My Business, we got a one of those trust pilot things, whatever. But yeah, no, we're legitimized through the HMRC, and we've got governmental backing. So yes, it does mean that I will have to pay taxes, right, on any income that I make. But at least at the end of the day, it's legit, and it's going through the legal route, So that's one thing that I do need to say. And like I say, I'm self-employed. I'm a gardener, cleaner, handyman as well, and I have that business, so a separate business which generates an income, which I also use to fund the growth of Novabear, along with my precious metals stack and my crypto portfolio.
Yeah. Perfect. So buy tax, sell tax. Give us a little bit about the stats, supply tokenomics, token allocation.
Yes, so we were quite smart, right? I really love the tokenomics because we kind of came into this around about the sort of safe moony type period, if you know what I mean. And so we kind of used that as a gauge, and we did apply kind of a safe moony type tokenomic system, but I think that we took it and made it a little bit better. So we wanted to keep it under 10%. It was a no-brainer for me. I said, like, we have to keep it under 10% because we don't want to go into those double digits, but we can make it fair. So we made it 9%. There's a 9% tax allocated, and we redistribute the top portion, 4%, to our token holders. So any investor gets the majority. We then put 3% into, going towards development. So once again, that's another area, of income where we can then put towards the development of the project. So 4%, like I say, 4% to holders, 3% to development, and 2% goes into liquidity to sustain the liquidity. Do you know what I mean? So it's a 4-3-2 system.
Perfect. So yeah, dev docs, the KYC as well, or?
So no, I haven't done a KYC. Like, in all fairness, like when I got into this, this KYCing wasn't really, massively spoken of. But I went through all the, like I say, the processes, made sure that I was doxed. When you say KYC, I KYC myself on on when. But yeah, no, I haven't gone through the KYC process in this sense. If that's what you're asking. But I can do. More than happy to do so if that's something that people feel is necessary.
I think it's just like, I believe you're Mark Fowler, but in this space, there's so many people hiring, even actors or something. But yeah, you're here now for 6 months. Like you said, you proved yourself, I think,
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
to think.
Audited? Who's the audit provider?
It was, oh God, once again, oh, mine's gone a bit blank. It's been a while since I've done an AMA, but it is on our website, on the homepage, on the front page. Smart audit or something like that. Oh, can't remember now.
Wait, let me just jump in.
Sorry, mate. Like, I normally have
Oh,
people
good.
here to, like back me up with the links and stuff.
Oh, there. Wait. Here's it. Let me just share that also. People like audits somehow. Okay.
Yeah, it's on our homepage.
Yeah, just forward it. Take out it. Okay. Perfect. So how did you? This question will always come from the community. I just go ahead and ask it. How did you do marketing until now? I think you went more utilities and push with callers or something.
So
how will you go ahead? How will you go ahead with marketing? And did you swap the rest money for marketing? Did you swap it already back to BNB or is it still in BUSD now?
we put like 2/3 of what we had retaining into BUSD, and it's still in BUSD. So yeah, it's still sat there in BUSD. We haven't done anything with it. Marketing wise, right? So put it this way, I do have a lot of contacts. I get out there in this Telegram space quite a lot, and I do know a fair few people out there, YouTubers, so on and so forth, influencers. But in all fairness, right, I find the best way to do things, personally, is for me to, just like this, just like now, is to get in front of an audience, do an AMA, one at a time, because I can speak directly to the investors, I can speak directly to people and really get my message across. I think that that's my skill. I do try to put YouTube videos together, which, I kind of wear too many hats maybe sometimes, so I need to do some more of them. But what I try to do, right, is I try to market the right things at the right time. Like I say, we're not a meme coin and we're not a hype coin, so I'm not literally going to get out there, right, and pay people to promote a token that's just promoting a token. Do you know what I mean? There's millions out there. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be providing something and then marketing what I provide. So in this case, we're waiting for, the game to come out in beta format. Once the game comes out in beta format, we can start playing the game. We can start, playing, testing, getting some feedback from our community, and then we can market that, I think, appropriately, if that makes any sense. So for me, it's about retaining the money, keeping it there, and spending it wisely and spending it smartly. Because to be honest, right, if I go and spend 100 quid, 200 quid, 300 quid on like a YouTube video tomorrow, it ain't gonna bring much. I know it's not. People can scroll past. Oh, it's another thing. It's another shit coin. It's another meme coin. Whatever. People don't understand. So I need to get out there, and I need to. I think that's the way I'm going to move forward for now. But as we grow, we can look to possibly take that to the next level, I think.
Yeah. Actually, you speak my language. People keep on asking me when marketing. There needs to be a right time for a marketing push. If you don't have anything, why spending money? And I'm just gonna move like $10,000, $20,000 in a market cap, and on the next day somebody used it as exit liquidity, and you're more down than before. I see you have a solid holder base on your chart. You have, I think you reached your bottom here. It went up, it went down again, but you're on your bottom again here. That seems good. You have any financial backup by yourself in case it goes sideways, downwards, or you have other plans in case it's really going down? It only takes one way to sell,
I do actually, right? So I do have a gold and silver portfolio, which I try not to ever touch if I don't have to, that's about long term, but it's good to have that safety net just in case, and I have sold a little bit. Novabear, which I kind of wish I didn't. I could have got away with not doing that at the time. But anyway, so I do have a little precious metals portfolio, and I do have a crypto portfolio as well. I've only been into crypto for about 3 years now, but I quickly, managed to get into SafeMoon, and I did manage to do quite well with that. And I also have been stacking Ethereum for quite some time. I've not really been too badly affected by the dip, so I do make sure that I've got like a safety net to fall back on. And also I've got two what I call my backup investors. They're two really good friends of mine who have said to me, "Look, Mark, I'll invest. I'll put some money in. I'll put some money in." They've got a lot of money, and I just say to them, wait until we really, 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 really need it. You know what I mean? If shit really hits the fan, right, then I'm going to call out to my mates and just say, like, guys, now's a good time, because they kind of agreed that there would be kind of backup support to help sustain, any further issue. But like you say, I think we've hit our floor. I do think we've hit our floor. From here, it should be onwards and upwards.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, I posted a pinned message. If you want to ask your questions to Mark or Black Mage, you can reply to that message. Raise your hands. I'm going to give you, like always, a lot of time to ask your questions and try to get all. If not, until you raise your hands, we just continue our talk here. Oh, there's the first one. Okay, what's the supply of the NFTs and how do they affect the gameplay?
So I've actually built a chart. If you were to go onto our website and go to the NFT tab and then scroll down to the bottom, you will see I actually created a supply versus price chart. So you will see how they go up in value, and that gives you exactly that answer. And yeah, what was the second part of that question again?
How do they affect the game?
Sorry, I can answer that. So essentially, with a lot of like RPG style games that you might be familiar with, certain items, weapons can have different statistics, can do different things. We have like an elemental system for the attack, and also stuff that the enemies fire back at you as well. You can get things from melee weapons to repel projectiles. You can get weapons that fire, obviously, varying elements, and also different shot types. So basically just different weapons and settings for different weapons that could add a slight edge to the game, and also, utilities as well. So there'll be a lot of... it'll be almost like selecting a loadout. I guess like Call of Duty is kind of a popular game to reference in that sort of sense, where you'll be selecting a loadout. You may have an NFT that will provide you with an item that you wouldn't have in a standard loadout from playing the game. So, if you see something that you would prefer, you want to be more of a close melee person, you can go for that. If you better with handguns, you can go for that, because obviously taking into consideration you'll be playing it in VR, you're gonna be the person who's using this in a bit more of a physical way than just moving a mouse and clicking. That's obviously the end goal. So there will be obviously standard stuff that everyone can use and play, and you can just play it as a normal game. But you'll have that there as well.
And just to sort of intervene, a lot. It can seem quite confusing, right? Because we're talking virtual reality game, we're talking NFTs, and then I've got like an NFT thing going on somewhere else. Okay, I think essentially what we're looking at here is to kind of bridge the two together, right? To bridge the two together. Now, what I've got at the moment within the voice platform is essentially like what I would call the Genesis line. Okay, now the thing about NFTs is that if you were to buy one, it's already a proof of purchase. You own it, right? So we can attach anything to that realistically. Do you know what I mean? So if you own that NFT, and then we later on sort of say to ourselves, well, actually, we need to create a second line of NFTs. You know, there's always a way of transferring them across if needs be. You know, but if you were to look at our NFTs now, you'll see that they've all got statistics. You know, they've all got like attacks, defenses, shields, so on and so forth. Different special powers. Now, there's no reason why we can't bridge all of that across into our virtual reality game. So it's about combining the two. We're combining the two. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, just shared also one here screenshot so everybody can see. Here's a question, actually. That's a good one. What's the next goal if the project is already developed? I think what she means is, what are you going to do when that game is ready and you push rock marketing? What are you going to do as the next step in your roadmap?
Well, I mean, look, I think it's going to take us quite some time, really, to perfect the game. You know, we're bringing it out slowly but surely, so it's going to take quite some time. And I think that's really our main focus, is to just work towards building our brand, establishing ourselves, and getting ourselves out there, and you know, selling the game, building the game. Like, I mean, for us, our dream is to provide people with what we called our TNFTs, you know, our tangible NFTs. But, you know, actually, we want to get into all sorts of things. What we want to do, realistically, to be honest, is have like a universe, a big open landscape, you know, and my vision is to have like open planets where people can buy land, you know, land as NFTs. We all know of land as NFTs these days. You know, where people can actually mint their own cryptocurrencies, their own characters within our blockchain universe, within our landscape. So, for example, right, if you came up with a cryptocurrency, we could provide utility to your cryptocurrency because it can be part of our blockchain universe, and we can attach. You can pick from a list of different. But look, I'm kind of giving away a little bit too much here. These are all things that we've been sort of working on. You know, like taking it to the next level. Also, we are looking to go multi-chain. You know, it's not just Binance Smart Chain. We're looking at Matic next, and eventually we want to get into the Ethereum space.
What's the ESD for this game where we talk about this, like the first version? I mean, Black Mage said he's going to bring you a demo version next week for you. When are we able to play that game? Like, is there like a time frame?
Look, I think Black Mage will probably answer it better. I think we're looking at like 4th of August. I think I'm going to have access to it, like to play it myself, like because I haven't played it myself.
No.
Right. Black Mage here is the game developer, and I don't. Sorry, mate. Like I don't mean to put all the.
No, don't worry. It's fine.
He's great. Like, but at the same time, no, I take full responsibility for the project. You know, as the CEO. So if anything, you know, but at the same time, I know Black Mage here, and I know him very well, or through, you know, some very, very, very good, solid connections. You know, and to be honest, we communicate on a regular basis, and we have a contract written up between us, and I've got every bit of faith in Black Mage here, and I think we're looking at it being ready 4th of August. Is that right, Black Mage?
So your demo is due for the 4th, so you'll be getting that then. I mean, from that, the game, from what I was actually discussing with Mark earlier, I'm sure this is all right to say, but I think it would probably have every sort of every quarter, maybe during the next year, there will be like significant updates. So within the first quarter, I'm sure that's the deadline for like a playable demo for other people. Subsequently going forward, then implementing, the full range of levels, enemies, I've spent a considerable time working on AI. So the AI of the enemies, it's for a single person, and when you work in multiple projects and sort of flicker in between them all, it's not always like an easy and quick process. However, trying to get an enemy when you look at it, know you're looking at it, and try and move out of the way of your firing, it takes a little bit of time and practice. So there's lots of things that we'll still be doing and pushing out in updates. But I would like to think probably in 4 months' time from August, there should be at least a playable demo for everybody to play. Maybe sooner, depending on how their private test goes, and if it sort of lives up to the expectations of exactly what they wanted from their brief. Then I'm sure it will be something that, I mean, it'll still probably be around 4 months, to be fair, because I like to make sure that it gets enough time in there and people can enjoy it. But yeah, it'll have to go through obviously play testing. So I think that would probably be the first stage, making sure that it's not too difficult, too easy. Is it boring for some people? Do some people find it a bit too jarring? The color's okay for people, difficulty, and so there's a range of things that people need to play. And also, does the game break for some people, or have they found a bug that might need fixing, before it goes into a situation where there's a tournament that someone finds an exploit for and then starts taking advantage of what the purpose of the game will be. So, but definitely I would say within sort of 4 months from August, around December, possibly maybe just at the beginning of the new year, depending on how
Okay,
times
awesome.
go,
Thank
with holidays and
you.
stuff. But yeah, around that.
No,
Nice.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Like,
Make
yeah,
sure to
I
award your diamond hands with the first person to play that game. So it's would
I'm
be
so,
I
I'm so
think it
glad
would
you're
be
here.
for some like an easier treat, or you do a lottery or this, make it a little bit bullish, to
Well,
play that
look,
game earlier than the others.
we do really want to involve our community. As far as we're concerned, we've got the idea, but the community really, you know, does direct a lot of what we want to do. Like, I mean, in all fairness, we've not really had to change anything because our community's been fully supportive. But we do like to listen, and kind of cater for things. So, if you're part of the community, then and you've got some idea as to how maybe you can get involved or how you could maybe partner up with us. Even we're looking for partners too in the crypto space. It's not just about investors. We're looking to grow together. So yeah, by all means, if you've got ideas and you want to be a part of the Novabear blockchain universe, then
Well, I do follow a lot of projects which was here now, and lots of this one hit a decent amount of X's. I personally didn't invest in any of it, except the one tweezer the other day because it really sold me. But I always do my research. I'm just too busy to watch charts, and I'm not a day trader anymore. I started, but it's just too stressful for me. But I do follow all the things, and I'm always there also for questions. Here was
sure.
one. Well,
I get
I still do more research, but still, let me get more community questions first, because they are like really asking a lot. Somebody in the voice chat here. Let me see first. Nobody in the voice chat today. Everybody shy. Here's one from D Queen. Can you list some features of the projects that make you ahead of your competitors? Projects that involve play-to-earn games pop up daily. What is a competitive advantage of your project?
well, to be honest, to do there is a lot of competition, right? But if I'm honest with you, like I said at the beginning of the AMA, I think we've got the foresight. I really do think we've got foresight. Like I say, we kind of got into this space before Facebook, you know, announced their meta thing, right? And whatever, you know what I mean? And to be quite honest with you, we're looking now at more omniverse rather than metaverse, right? So for me, it's like staying on and trying to stay one step ahead, you know, one of these innovative technologies, right? That's exactly what I'm into. I literally, like, it's what I'm into. So I get a lot of creativity. And I do think that our insight is just something that will give us an edge over our competition. You know, in all fairness, I will say that yes, maybe there are companies out there that have got a lot more beef behind them, a lot more money, and maybe they'll be able to do it quicker and easier. But we've got time on our hands, and we've got the patience and the commitment, the dedication, and everything else really that's needed to just grow. You know, so I think that's it in a nutshell.
Perfect. Oh, here's some question for only gems. We're gonna take that later. Here's one of Aaron Ryan. Let me just go. When I play that game, do I need to connect my wallet there or something? I need to because of the NFT. So
No,
actually,
initially, right. So we thought about this, right? Yes, essentially, like later on down the line, you know, we will have it Web3 blockchain integration. Now, I've done a lot of research on this, and a lot of people that if they do understand sort of the nitty gritty, they will understand that it's very difficult, right? Very difficult with virtual reality Web3 integration in itself, right? So we're kind of going a bit of a roundabout way initially. So essentially, like I say, you own an NFT, that is essentially a proof of purchase, right? Which gives us the ability to give you access to an in-game item. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you own this, then
yeah.
you can have access to this, right? So essentially, that's how we're going to go about it initially. But we are, once again, looking at the technologies, and I am studying it, watching it, and I do have a little bit of an understanding as to how we can really approach this. And I know it is possible because I've seen it kind of right on the verge. Like virtual reality wallet integration is what we're looking at. Like, yeah, it's going
How
to
do
take a while.
you? Yeah, I need to take care of security. You know that nobody can drain wallets or something.
I
I'm
think
sure if you look inside, it's possible. You know, so
I think it comes down to bridging, like a bridging technique, you know. So essentially, or an emulation, like an emulation. So essentially, like it is what it is, but it's held somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, if I may, sorry, if I may just cut in there as well. So I've worked on a few games that actually have that technology built into it, and not something that personally I do a lot of. I'm out of my team. I'm like probably maybe the second least skilled person when it comes to Web3 integration. Obviously, that's why we work in a team. But from what I understand, the risks that come with that, and looking back at some of the projects that we've done, immediately is there is like attacks immediately. And I mean, it's, you know, there's always going to be people out there looking for a way to, you know, do something illegitimate towards anyone. You know, it's the internet, unfortunately, and that's just the world that we live in. So I think the request and approval system that's built in means that, you know, by being part of a community that might just have, you know, a username and some details in, to be able to contact and send back is a lot safer than, you know, having your wallets all hooked up to something that is going to be constantly tried and tested. You know, anytime that there is even just a small little loophole to get through, you know, it can make things really difficult. So I definitely think for something like this, in the way that the game is that you shouldn't really have to link up your wallets and stuff until, later down the line when technology is going to be in a better situation to support that.
Perfect. Good answer. Like that. Here's one question from Marge. I'm just reading the second part because the first one doesn't fit together here. How do you make sure that your early investors are sticking with you long term? Are you in conversations with your like whales, or
Yes.
are you making sure they're holding, or how do you keep them entertained? I mean, it's a long waiting time.
So look, right from the very beginning. So essentially, I'd say 50 of our investors, I know I say personally, but I know, and I'm in constant contact with. I try to engage with them on a regular basis. Yes, our top holders are in direct contact with me on a daily basis, and they're not showing me any signs of paper hands. They seem to be fully supportive. I can't say that for sure. You never know. People are entitled to do what they want as individuals, and this is the point. I do give people the freedom to do what they want, but it's nice to know that when I say that we've got a solid community, I do base that on the fact that our holders have held for such a long time. Of course, we had like the pumpers and dumpers at the beginning, but we didn't have a massive pump and a massive dump. And then, of course, a few people sold out. I think we had an issue when the Ukraine and Russian war thing kicked in. That seemed to have an impact on our chart. And then, of course, with the big major crash in the crypto market, it's no wonder that some people may have needed to sell. But realistically, I don't think anyone's got any reason or any rush to sell right now. And I think if they did want to sell, I think they would let me know out of just pure common courtesy, because we've got a good relationship.
Perfect. Here's the one question I would ask the same later. Let me just keep it for the end. Let's get this, sorry. Okay, I see the current NFT market is an unexpected big problem in the current blockchain space. Everyone already knows that nowadays a lot of NFTs are launched or created every day in various projects, whether it's based on art, music, games, or even collections. So what makes your project different between the other platforms, and what are the advantages that make it attractive to investors?
Well, quite a lot, I think, actually makes our NFTs different. If you look, check them out, right, and just have a look and have a little browse, right, you'll see that they're not just bored monkey apes, okay? They're not just stupid punks or whatever you call them, right? Which, yes, fair enough, made people a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking them. If anyone owns one, okay, don't kill me. But what I'm saying is that we wanted to basically just bring a little bit of everything to them, right? They're unique. They look different for starters, right? They're on a completely different platform to anything else that you'll see out there. So when I go out there advertising, we have a niche, we have a niche, right? They got unlockable content built in the way of prizes, right? They can be played as a card battle game. So later on down the line, right, I want to bring it out as a card battle game. So as you collect these NFTs today, you're already participating in a future project that we're looking at possibly, okay, which is a card battle game where blah, 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 you can compete against one another to, so on and so forth. So that's something else to be looked at. But I mean, honestly, I think that we've done quite a good job with them. And I think if we can market them well enough, then, yeah, I think they're okay. Well, I like it.
I honestly, here's a compliment also from Pinky. He says the game looks pretty great. I honestly think for like a one-person job, that looks really, really dope. So I'm actually looking forward for when it's ready. I just want to say to the community, I cannot get all questions. I just shared that link from Novabear. I pin it here also. Please join the Telegram and ask also your questions there. Let me just give me a short recap. You are here at a market cap of 60,000 with a liquidity of 5,647. You just got some buys in also. I do think you guys have more to offer than you actually can present in 1 hour. So when that game is ready, I think we should talk again, see how it goes. And I still keep an eye on it. I'm in the Telegram anyway since a long time here, I think already. So yeah, now I give you the last words. You can tell us now why is a good time to invest now? What else you got to offer and lined up for the next 6 months? Let's give it 6 months. Normally I ask 1 year, but let's give it 6 months first.
Well, yeah, okay, look, I think it's a good time to invest now. I think that first of all, just looking at the market, looking at our chart and then looking at the market combined, the market has been in a difficult position. If you were holding Novabear through this dip, you wouldn't have really been at a massive loss. It would just sat there, right? I think now's a good time to get involved because we're now just starting to reignite and get back out there. What I tend to do is I do things in periods of growth followed by sort of periods of stagnation, because we kind of grow organically, but then we don't want to outgrow ourselves. We want to stand back, reformulate, and then go through another marketing sort of period. And I think now's a good time to get involved because literally, I think we've hit floor price. I'm going to get out there, continue to build, continue to develop. Our game's going to come out, I'm going to be able to have some plays with it as an individual and do some screen recordings and use that as a marketing strategy as well, sort of teasers, get them out there. And I think you've got nothing to lose, personally. And I think you should just invest in me as an individual because, I promise to continue working hard and doing what I do.
Love it. I have also holders saying, I don't invest in projects. I invest in the people from the project. I honestly think that's true. If people keep on working, it doesn't matter how the chart looks. If people keep on working, there is success possible. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And for me, it's all about integrity. It's my favorite word, right? It's all about integrity. Maybe we're not like the next Dogecoin yet or whatever you like, but I think we've got potential. I think we're packed full of potential. All it needs is for people like yourselves to come over, get involved, help us out. If I do this on a regular basis, you think it doesn't take long, and then of course we just continue to build, get ourselves out there. We do have a social media guy too, who's really on it for us. We've got we're all out there. It just takes, a bit more hard work and expansion, but yeah, we're doing okay.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you here. I do wish you all the best. Good luck. Like I said, I will keep an eye on it. Everybody, I don't give any financial advices. Always do your own research. Mark is long time already in the BSC space. If you want a KYC, if you ask for it, he probably will do it as well. So if you want extra security. So yeah, thank you everybody. Thank Mark.
Well, thank you very much for having us, and I want to say thank you to Black Mage here as well for coming and joining and sort of having my back.
Thank
here.
you.
But yeah, thank you, Only Gems, and yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.